You're watching State of Texas in Depth on KXAN News.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us for State of Texas in Depth. I'm Josh Hinkle. Let's jump straight into a timely topic sure to affect every teacher, student, and parent in Texas. In about a month, we should have a ruling in the state's school finance trial. 600 districts sued the state, saying the system for public education is both insufficient and unfair. A district judge ruled this system unconstitutional last year after the legislature cut more than $5 billion from schools. He must now consider efforts to restore most of that money, but the suit will likely head to the state Supreme Court. The issue is certainly making its way into the race for governor this year. Republican Attorney General Greg Abbott and Democratic Senator Wendy Davis have both recently unveiled their campaign's education plans. Davis said the state should give up its fight in the school finance trial so lawmakers can convene for a special session. This week she spoke about districts like Leander, where we told you this month about an $18 million school that never opened because they couldn't afford to staff it. Davis blasted Abbott, whose office is defending the matter in court.
The simple fact is, Greg Abbott needs to stop this nonsense. He needs to stop defending the indefensible. He needs to settle this case. It's time to quit defending and start leading.
Abbott didn't wait to respond, saying in a statement, Davis is fixated on the past, while he will focus on making the Texas education system the best in the country. You likely remember back during the 2011 session, Davis tried to block the education cuts with the filibuster, the start of her rise to Democratic stardom across the country. Another headline from Davis this week when she told the Dallas Morning News she supports medicinal marijuana and that she would consider decriminalizing possession of small amounts of marijuana. Davis also said this week that she supports same-sex marriage. In an interview with the San Antonio Express News, Davis also said her opponent, Attorney General Greg Abbott, should stop defending the law.
I'll just call on our Attorney General Greg Abbott to do as the Attorney Generals in 3 other states have chosen to, Virginia, Pennsylvania, and lately Nevada, to cease defending an unconstitutional constitutional amendment.
That Texas man was among one of 2 same-sex couples arguing before a federal judge that the state's ban on same-sex marriage discriminates. The case is likely to head to the Supreme Court. Texas junior senator hopes a new bill will block the federal government from expanding gay marriage rights to states that don't want to recognize those marriages. Ted Cruz says the Obama administration has tried to force same-sex marriage and the benefits that come with marriage onto states where it isn't legal. For the first time this campaign cycle, Greg Abbott has the current governor working with him. Rick Perry joined Abbott at a fundraiser earlier this week at the home of Texas A&M trustee in Houston. Perry is an Aggie alum. Looking at the most contentious race statewide this election season, we are profiling each of the lieutenant governor candidates ahead of next month's primary election. This week, it's Texas Land Commissioner Jerry Patterson, one of 4 Republicans vying for that post. In 1998, Patterson lost his first bid for his current office to current Lieutenant Governor David Dewhurst, who's also running against Patterson this time around. Once elected as Land Commissioner, Patterson became the 2nd Republican to hold the post since Reconstruction. And now in his race for Lieutenant Governor, he has earned the endorsement of former Congressman Ron Paul for his out-of-the-box approach to politics. Nearly 180 years after the fall of the Alamo, few state politicians have been as ardent a defender of the site as Jerry Patterson.
If it's not related to what happened there or to Texas history or to Texas military forces, we need to find another location.
A history major at Texas A&M, Patterson was outspoken over the summer about a boxing promotion near the Shrine of Texas Liberty. He was more supportive of a gun rally at the Alamo back in October. After college, Patterson joined the Marines at the height of the Vietnam War, later training as a fighter pilot. He retired as a lieutenant colonel, but still flies himself to campaign events. Patterson's military tradition continues today with his son Travis, a Marine Corps helicopter pilot. As Land Commissioner, Patterson waded into the debate over water, supporting desalinization of brackish water on public lands.
If we can reduce the impact on the Highland Lakes, it's good for downstream users, so everybody wins.
Patterson also took a hard stance on guns. As a state senator, he authored the law creating Texas concealed handgun license. Expect to hear more about Second Amendment rights as well as a push for Latino voters. Patterson launched a campaign for Tejano voters, saying many are politically conservative.
We've got to do more than have a mariachi band and serve tacos. I mean, that's what we do.
Next, we go one-on-one with Patterson here in the studio as State of Texas In Depth returns.